Yo, what is up, guys? So, the news has been announced. Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya. Now it's starting to make sense why Dricus du Plessis won that title shot, because I know why. I know that that fight could have gone either way, but ultimately I felt like it was Strickland I was leaning towards. So I was a little surprised when Dricus won the fight. But at the same time, I was kind of like, maybe there's something I'm overlooking here. And, I just saw a lot of the groundwork and everything like that. And they want Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis to happen. It's the marketable fight that I think they were hoping to go down in the UFC, but Sean Strickland just threw a giant wrench in that plan, and he put on such a dominant performance against Adesanya that the judges over there couldn't help but love Strickland. And I think that they wanted to really, honestly, in my opinion, because I know the UFC doesn't always have integrity. I know that a lot of their big name journalists usually tend to, go for the narrative that suits the company, but the fan base could really see through it at this point. So now it's just all starting to make a whole lot of sense. But you know what? I'm not too upset that this fight's happening, because this fight was a long time coming. You can't cut a cringy promo like what Adesanya tried to do and just made himself look bad and not have that fight. It just makes sense. Now, do I think it's fair that Adesanya is getting a title shot after saying he doesn't want to return until 2027? Yeah, that's pretty fair. But when has the UFC ever not played favorites? If you look at the UFC's history, how they've treated certain fighters, Tito Ortiz, Nick Diaz, Francis Ngannou, Ben Askren. The UFC's been against and for certain people where the favoritism's basically already there. So I'm so desensitized to the whole fact that this fight's even happening, and it's just, it makes sense. And maybe we might actually see a dominant performance by Israel Adesanya if this ends up going his way. I don't know how this goes. Dricus has always kind of shown that he's more capable than he really is. I remember when the Robert Whittaker fight happened, everyone thought he was just going to get smoked by Robert Whittaker. And I was the one guy that said, I'm going to go with Dricus, because the universe has a sense of humor. And look what happened. I remember being at that pay-per-view party, and I was rubbing it in everyone's face. What did I just tell you was going to happen? DDP beat Robert the Reaper Whittaker. And I think ever since then, his stock's just shot up. He's proven that he's worth something. So I think he's got a solid chance to beat Adesanya. But if Adesanya wins, I see just something with Adesanya's career where it's lacking. And then when the doubt's at an all-time high, boom, super big knockout. Did it with Paulo Costa, dominant performance. Lacking, decision. And then we have, boom, he knocks out his rival Alex Pereira. Now he's at the lacking, lost another title shot. He's at the bottom. Strickland basically shot him down to the bottom where his stock's at an all-time low. And when the Adesanya stock is low, you better buy that stock while it's low, because it's about to shoot up. I've just seen that again and again. So seeing the rhythm of the energy of the universe, man, I know that I don't want to sound like I'm manifesting anything right now. Even though I'm not really a new age person, I have to say, I think Adesanya might make a comeback that's worthy to call out a Sean Strickland rematch. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know a lot of people don't like when you stand up for Adesanya or give him any sort of credit or benefit of the doubt. Look, the dog stuff was super cringeworthy, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. I see this fight going either way, and I think either way it's just going to be hilarious. It's just going to cause a lot of waves, a lot of drama, and then I think this is just what the UFC needs to blast the middleweight stock at an all-time high since the days of Anderson Silva. Because honestly, I think middleweight right now just has the most potential, and they want to sell those pay-per-views, because I think it's pretty clear that Conor's comeback is just rapidly in question. But they're trying to look for more reasons to sell more fights, and I think they're doing a smarter strategy by not relying on just one person, and they're trying to plant more seeds of more superstars. They even did the same thing at flyweight. As stale as that division was with Steve Ursag, I'm starting to see all the plants be planted, and I think that they're actually trying to not put all their eggs in one basket. And I think that's good for the UFC's selling power because then they don't have to wait for Conor McGregor to come back, or they don't have to wait for a Nick Diaz return after another 6 years. But that's what I got to say. I think an early pick for this fight, though, would probably be Dricus just because of the surprises, but I wouldn't be surprised if Adesanya wins this because, like I said, low stock, you got to buy because it's about to shoot up. But first thoughts on the fight, I'm probably going to cover it more, which is a little bit more in depth as the months go on because we got a couple more pay-per-views to go to until we get to this one, but I'm looking forward to it. And, hey, it's better than nothing. I know it's not the ideal one that we all wanted to see, but, yeah, can't cry over spilled milk. Peace out.